Everybody just from yesterday till today, and another where we go 3 and out and then give up a touchdown. Second half, I thought we got to turnover and we don't score a touchdown. I thought that kind of was the end of it right then and there. And but I mean, I have to give New Orleans credit. They kicked our ass in every phase.
Brady has had 5 interceptions out of his 7 against the Saints. Is there anything they do in particular? Is it the pressure they're putting on?
And the pressure helps, but when you're down 28, you're not running the ball. The pressure's coming, and so yeah, I mean, there's still no excuse for interceptions, but he was getting hit, and there were. It's definitely not on him.
Next question will come from Jenna Lee.
Hey, Coach, for whatever reason, in primetime games this year, this offense has struggled to find a rhythm and hasn't been able to equal its scoring power that it has in its other games. What do you think the reason for that might be?
That's one of the things we have to look at because that's what we just addressed in the locker room. And we have stunk in those games. Now, we won one of them, but should have won the other one, but we didn't. And this one, we just basically handed it to them.
What was the mood and the attitude like in the locker room when you addressed your team?
Oh, everybody's pissed off, but too late now. We got to get ready for Carolina.
Next question will come from Greg Allman.
There's such a slim margin for error right now, going from a division lead to being on the brink of not making the playoffs. How important is it that this not carry over to next week?
They can't carry over to Wednesday. I mean, it has to be gone by Monday and hit the practice field ready for Carolina.
Thanks, Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Next question will come from John Romano.
Bruce, obviously New Orleans is a good team, but is it concerning to you that your worst games of the season have been against good teams, that you've sort of fattened the record up against some lesser opponents?
Yeah, I think that's how you're usually judged. We were pretty good against Green Bay and we're really poor against New Orleans.
Next question will come from Scott Reynolds.
Bruce, what was the line of thinking in keeping Tom Brady in the game so late when it was completely out of reach and allowing your 43-year-old quarterback to get hit repeatedly?
Just get points on the board. He's the quarterback.
And earlier this season, you said that you had to do a better job, or Byron had to do a better job of getting Mike Evans 10 targets a game. He finished with 6, but was only targeted once in the first half. What's happening with Tom not getting the ball to your Pro Bowl wide receiver?
Yeah, it's part of his scheme, part of it's reading out some things that Mike was open on and just finding him. Still learning the offense in some spots, but we got to do a better job.
Next question will come from Rick Stroud.
Bruce, I know you got down early. Having said that, you come out of the game with just 4 rushes attempted in a kneel down. You've got to strive for more balance than that, even if you fall behind, right?
Not 28. We were in 2-minute offense pretty quick in this one because the time was we were going to get so many possessions, and we had to throw the football. And obviously, you got to protect better when you have to throw the football like that.
Next, we'll go to Sarah Walsh.
Bruce, this line's done a pretty good job of protecting Tom this season. How much did Ali Marpet's absence matter tonight?
I have to grade the film. I don't think Joe was poor. I think the fact that it was a known passing situation every play, and they were bringing 5, and everybody had a single block. So it's the type of situation you never want to put your quarterback in that we put him in.
Next, we'll go to Greg Allman.
Bruce, they're late. You line up for a field goal down 38. I know it has to be tough from a pride standpoint to line up to avoid a shutout, basically. How tough is that decision?
It wasn't too tough. It was like 4th and 20. So we needed to get some points for sure. And had it been a 4th and manageable, 10 or less, we probably would have gone for it.
Next, we'll go to Casey Hudson.
Hey, Coach. When you take a game like this back to the drawing board, what do you prioritize to clean up to head into the game versus the Panthers?
Everything. Everything, offense, defense, special teams. And, they ran the ball on us, and we're not used to seeing that versus anybody. But same thing offensively, falling behind, turning the ball over. The field position game was terrible again in the first half.
Next, we'll go to Scott Reynolds.
Bruce, you have to get pressure on Drew Brees to beat him, and that was certainly hard to come by tonight. At halftime, Sean Payton told NBC that he was surprised that you were playing so much zone coverage and almost prevent defense. Why wasn't there more blitzes called to try to affect Brees and playing more, say, press man?
That was the game plan today, was to try to play more and more zone and get our front four home.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach, there were a few instances of this in the game. One was on a pass intended for Scotty Miller, a deep pass, and then another one was on a pass intended for Antonio Brown that was intercepted. It looked like both of those times, there was a third time as well, but I can't remember which receiver it was. It looked like the receiver possibly stopped their route instead of continuing to go. Was there some miscommunication on that, or is that something you're going to have to go back and watch on the film?
I have to go back and watch on the film because some routes adjust different ways. And, Tom and the receivers might not have read it the same. So we'll just have to look at the film.
And last question will come from JP Peterson.
Coach, how concerned are you about both lines, losing both lines of scrimmage tonight, and how much of that is